Hi Stampers, this is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations. Today we're going to be working on a fun fold card, and so I saw this fold on Pinterest or Facebook somewhere and decided I wanted to give it a try. Hopefully you guys are taking full advantage of Celebration. We are now into the second release, so there are more products than you saw back in January, and then we also have our product coordination, and so that's out there as well. So lots of fun stuff still happening. Don't think that Celebration is all over just because we're 2 months into it. We still have a month left, and we have lots of fun stuff still coming. This is the card we're going to be working on, like I said, and it's using the Back on Your Feet stamp set. This is out of our annual catalog, and I just think it's super cute. We're going to start out with a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we're going to score it again at 2 1/8, which I haven't done yet, but we will. I have two pieces that are 4 inches by 5 1/4, and we're going to cut one of those up. And then I have a piece that is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to cut this one as well with all of our angles that's going to make for this here. So let me show you how we did that. I'm going to bring in our new Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I love this. The blade is so much bigger and therefore lasts a whole lot longer. I don't think I've replaced the blade in this yet, and I've had it quite a while, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to score it at 2 1/8. It's already scored at 4 1/4, so I just scored at the halfway point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure up from the bottom of this card 2 inches. So if I bring in a ruler, and I want 2 inches, which is going to be right about here. And then I'm going to lay that in the track. And so right here where the blade is going to flow through there, I want my little 2-inch mark right there. And then I want the other side to line up with the top of my center score line. So it's going to cut all the way across. So we just cut this off. We went up 2 inches and we scored to this corner. Now with the other pieces, now if you notice, I want this designer series paper to go back in here. So I want my angle to go this way. And so what I want to do is I want to measure up 3 1/2 from the bottom. And again, I'm going to make a little mark. And then from this 3 1/2 mark to this top corner, I'm going to lay that in my track and cut that. Now I find if designer series paper is a point like this at the end where I'm trying to cut, it will kind of smash that point. And so what I want to do is I want to put my blade down in the center of the designer series paper and go up and go down, because that will cut it all the way across, but it won't mash my corner. And so that's going to fit right here. So you can see where I just cut that off the edge. Now for the other piece, what I'm going to want to do is I want to measure up from the bottom 1 3/4, and that's because the card base itself was cut at 2, and because we want our standard 1/4 inch increments, I'm going to just bring it down to 1 3/4. So I'm going to measure that, and I'm going to go all the way up to the corner. Again, I just started in the middle so I don't mash any corners, and that's what I have. Now, what I want to do is I want to have it come over 1 7/8 from this side and 1 7/8 from that side. Now, I tried to just cut it down this way and then be able to just cut this piece in half, but that didn't work because the angle wasn't quite right. And so in order to keep this angle matching what's on our card base, I'm going to come up from the bottom 1 3/4. I'm going to measure over 1 7/8 from each side, and that's going to cut my 1/4 inch out of the middle. And it's 1 7/8 because our other part was 2 1/8. So are y'all following me here? Does this make sense to you? So I cut that off of the top, and then I came in 1 7/8 from this side and 1 7/8 from this side, and I'm taking the piece out of the middle. And oh, and then I have my 4 inch by 5 1/4 for the inside of the card. And so I'm going to start my stamping. And again, I'm looking at how the card's going to fold. And so I want my pieces to go this way. So I'm making sure that my angles are the right side. If this was flipped upside down and I stamped here, it's not going to be quite right when I go to put my card together. So keep the angles the same on the card base as they are on your inserts. And then I'm going to start taking my animals and start inking them up. So here I have the sloth, and I'm going to have him coming in from the top over here. And then we have our giraffe. And lastly, the turtle. Now the turtle's just going to fit. So you kind of want to be careful because he just fits, but he will. And if you're like me and you have a little bit of the extra pencil line, that comes off with an eraser, of course. Now for the sentiments, I'm going to come in with sigh. Then I have this is not good. And then I have hoping things get better soon. Now when I did my original card, I put it in the center like we do all of our sentiments, but it kind of hung out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it into the side so that the front will cover it up. And then I went ahead and colored with our Stampin' blends. And then after I did that, I wanted to sponge a little bit of sky and a little bit of grass. And so I went over to my sponges and I wanted to show you this because what this is a bunch of sponges, the stamping sponges, the circular ones, that I cut into little wedges. And then I took our punch and punched out all these labels and put it over the top and put a small staple in it. And so now I have one of all of my colors. And so each time I wanted to sponge Seaside Spray and Old Olive, then I just come in and pick the sponge out of my collection, and then I don't ever have to wash them. They will wash out with soap and water, but if you don't want to have to do that all the time, this is an easy way to keep track. It's just like we do with our sponge daubers, is label one for each color, and then you're always ready to go. And so then I just kind of went across the corners and lightly sponged. Now the reason I'm doing this with the sponge instead of the sponge dauber is this is much more porous, and so the look I'm going to get is much lighter than I would get using the sponge daubers. Because I don't want it to be too drastic, I just want to give the hint of there being sky, and then we're going to do grass. So bring in our Old Olive. Now again, I've told you before that when we sponge an edge, if I keep it really close to the edge and straight up and down like this, I'm only going to get a little bit. But if I hold it over at more of an angle, I'm going to get more of a, it's going to go in further, up this way. And because this is grass, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to have it come in further. And so you can see I went ahead and did this to all three of the pieces and colored in with the Stampin' blends. So I have them all done right here. Now the colors I used were a light black for the sloth's nails and for the turtle and the giraffe. All of their little nail feet things are all light black. And then I used Mossy Meadow for inside the turtle, the darker patches on his shell. Those are all Mossy Meadow, as well as the leaves. For the rest of it, it's Old Olive for the rest of the turtle. And then the middle, his belly was done in gray granite. This was a dark Daffodil Delight and the dark soft suede. And on this one, it's a dark or a light soft suede on his eyes and his mouth, and the rest of it's crumb cake. So those are all done. And now I'm going to bring my card base back in and my designer series paper. And so now all we have to do is assemble. Now if you're looking to purchase any of the supplies or materials in the making of this card, I will add links to my blog post and also in the description of this video. So you're welcome to go over to my store and purchase anything that you need to complete your project. I do appreciate your business, and as a way of saying thank you, I have a customer appreciation PDF that I send out each month. And for placing an order with me of $30 or more, you get a PDF that has instructions on making 6 different cards. Last month it was the Peaceful Poppies, and this month it's Timeless Tropical. I'm getting kind of tired of the cold weather here in Idaho, so playing with tropical stamps was really fun for me this month. And I hope it will be for you as well. And so there we have it. There's our finished card. Oh, and the designer series paper that I used in here, this is from the Dino Roar. So I hope you liked today's card and you give it a try. And I will see you back here next Monday at 2:30 for another Facebook Live. Thanks for joining me. Bye.